What's up guys, I'm randomfrankp, back with my review as promised of the Steam controller and the Steam Link streaming box. Now if you saw my overview and unboxing last week of both these products, here I am bringing you the full details of my experience with it so far. Gonna be brutally honest with you guys, so you guys can make a better purchase decision if you're thinking about picking one of these up. So let's start this ride off. We're gonna kick it off with the Steam Link review first. This for only 50 bucks because both products are only $50. This is a really great option if you're looking to pick up a streaming box. Compared to its competitors out there, the Steam Link can stream your PC, your whole PC interface, Steam, can stream that to a TV, 1080p, 60 FPS, which is a lot better than competitors like the Nvidia streaming box. I know NZXT has one out there because they're all capped at only 30 FPS. So for a much cheaper price, only 50 bucks, you are getting the full capabilities of streaming your beast gaming PC to a TV. Now, if you don't know really what it does in full detail, this pretty much just enables you to stream whatever is on your PC to a different TV in your house. So as you can see, I have my PC in the back, it's in my room. So if I want to play games on a bigger screen, like in my living room or in a different room in the house, all I have to do is plug this into that TV, then I can stream whatever is on my PC to this streaming box. Looking around, it has 3 USB hubs, so you can plug in, the Steam controller if you want to use this, or your mouse and a keyboard. It's nice that it gives you the 3 extra USBs to plug in peripherals. You'll also notice on the back there is an Ethernet port, so you could choose to either use this wirelessly or wired for a better streaming connection. They do recommend that you use it wired though, so you obviously have a better overall streaming experience. But there's really not too much to say about it. I've used it for, I would say, probably around 24 hours total now in the past week. Just trying to really stream a lot of things in different rooms throughout my house. It was nice being able to lounge on my bed at night and just play, Rocket League casually, or just like, messing around with Portal. It was just cool to be able to play on a bigger TV. I have the 42-inch, so it was just a cool new experience. For only $50 too, it's really hard not to recommend this if you're looking to pick one of these up. And it should also be noted that you can stream other things besides just Steam, like your complete desktop. You could stream, Origin, Uplay, pretty much whatever is on your screen, you can stream to this. Some minor cons I'll note real quick just to tell you guys about. Every now and then there would be a slight hiccup in the connection, which is expected since it's not a direct connection from your PC to the the TV or the screen whenever you're playing on. So for example, like I was playing GTA and sometimes it would just like stop for a quick second and then go. And I noticed it because when I'm driving a car in GTA, I'd be going just fine on the highway. Next thing you know, I'm just crashing the side of the road. It was very minor, didn't happen a lot, and it was very, very, very quick like lag. But worth noting. And also as a quick note, whatever the resolution is you are playing on your PC is what it will stream to your TV. So it won't automatically adjust whatever your TV's resolution is. I have a wide screen, so the 2560 by 1080p was getting streamed to my TV. So I'd have, the black bars on the top and the bottom. You can't change that from the Steam Link. You have to go into your PC and change it to, whatever resolution your TV is for a better viewing experience. But yeah, overall, 50 bucks. This is a solid option. Compared to its competitors, I would highly recommend this. I've had nothing but a great time using it so far. Now, though, comes the Steam controller. And when they first showed this off and announced it 2 years ago, they showed off a lot of different prototypes, and I don't know how they came to this. For only $10 more, for $60, you can get an Xbox One controller, which is by far the better option, hands down. Going over some of its features, it is made entirely of plastic with glossy and matte finishes and accents throughout. It is a very, very lightweight feeling plastic. Also, even with the batteries installed, it is still very lightweight. And yes, you need batteries to power this. You can't charge it and use it, which is a bummer. Taking a look at the buttons though, you have your 2 trackpads, with your right one being your main trackpad that you're going to use because it's going to act as your main cursor. This left trackpad didn't really use much, honestly. You have your Steam button in the middle, which once you presses it, turns it on, and it also will launch Steam OS if it is plugged into your Steam Link as well. Your back and your pause buttons, a joystick down here in the bottom left, and in the bottom right you have your 4 A, B, X, Y buttons. On top you have massive clunky bumpers here, as well as 2 triggers and 2 paddles on the backside. Quick notes before we get into my experience. As you can see, the handles, they go upward instead of curving downward like most controllers do, which is not a good ergonomic decision at all when they were making this thing. I don't know what they were thinking, because since it is curving up in your palms, you have to apply extra pressure on the back of the controller when you're holding it to be able to hold it without it falling out. But when you do that, you click these paddles, which are so close and embedded into the controller handle. So numerous times just in holding this, I was accidentally clicking these bottom paddles, which was just a dumb decision when they were, making the final product of this. I don't know what they were thinking. Okay, so I've been using it for around a week. And let me just say that you can't use this at all with a game or anything that requires the slightest bit of accuracy or precision. Throw any FPS games out the window. Counter-Strike was just ridiculous. I don't think I got a single kill playing with this thing because it is just so hard to get used to. Now, I'll admit, over the week that I use it, I got a little bit better, a little bit used to it, but it is still just not something that should be used with any shooting games. If you're playing a casual game, maybe something even like Portal or, Civ, any kind of RTS, this might be okay. But anything other than that, this is just not going to be a good solution. Also, it'll be noted that when you are using this, when your fingers are on the trackpads, there is haptic feedback for both trackpads and the thumbstick. And this is what it sounds like. Yeah, very strange. It sounds like a very 100-year-old dying hard drive, or those like radiation masks in games, that constant loud clicking. It is loud, it's audible when you're playing, and it just doesn't make sense. It's a very weird haptic feedback, as you heard. I just think the overall layout is just really, really poorly done. Having a thumbstick down here, which is going to be what you're using, because I found very, very few games even utilize using the left trackpad as anything. For most of the time, you're using this and this. And it's just a very weird feeling to have to move your thumb over downward. My thumb got very tired after a short period of time since using it, because it was just stretching so awkwardly, especially with the handle curving up. It was just very odd. The ABXY buttons, they are very tiny. They're like, I want to say 33% smaller than like an Xbox One controller's ABXY buttons are. And since they're, below the right trackpad, you have no idea what button you're pressing unless you're looking. They're like the size of a very small pea. I just don't get why they're even there. It's just impossible. I was constantly pressing wrong buttons in games because they're just so small and out of place in what we're used to. And then on the back, like I said before, you have your two paddles, which we're seeing a lot more controllers, like the Xbox One Elite controller and certain SCUF controllers. But the paddles are cool. Like I said, a big downfall because I'm constantly accidentally pressing them since I'm trying to just grip the controller. But they're cool for games, again, like Rocket League, which is what I tested this mostly on because it's one of the only games that I could do okay in with this controller. I had the left back paddle as like the drifting kind of sliding maneuver, and in games like Dirt 3 you can use this to shift up and down. So it's a cool addition. I just wish they would have been in a different place because I'm constantly pressing them. Also, which is kind of a cool thing, every single button on this controller can be completely remapped to fit the game, and every game on Steam is already customized and laid out for this controller. And you can also go in when you're trying to change the controls and download community layouts and presets for the controller if you don't like the one that's already made for you. I gave a lot of cons. I think for some of the pros is, it's cool that I can use this as a cursor on my desktop. For 50 bucks, it's not a horrible option if you're not a serious gamer. If you're a very casual gamer, like I said, just like RTS games, Total Annihilation, Civ, something like Portal, you can use this thing just fine and it'll work for you. But if you're a serious gamer, if you play games regularly, this is not going to be a good option. It's just not. For $50, save up an extra 10 to get an Xbox One controller. It's a much better option. So that's going to wrap it up for my review of the Steam Link controller. I know it was kind of rough and harsh when analyzing it, but it's just not a good option, I think, for $50. I expected a lot better from Steam. Yeah, this is just not good. Not good at all. Way too cheap feeling, way too lightweight, clunky, and just not ergonomically correct for gaming. I don't know, but that's going to wrap it up, guys, for my review of the Steam Link and the Steam Controller. Definitely pick up the Steam Link, though, once it comes out. I like it a lot. I'm going to be using it. Yeah, it's a really great product. So, hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you did, give the video a thumbs up to show your support. If you have any questions, you can comment down below, or follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. You can always hit me up on there. All right, guys, that's going to do it. I'm Random Frank P. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.